Ooh, hello, hello. It's me, KP. I'm here in my studio, the Moon and the Maker, home of art foamies, and I'm here for you guessed it. No, you didn't guess it. Maybe you guessed it. It's Spontaneous Studio, and it is my stance against the NFL. How about that? No, I mean, I do this every day anyway, but I thought, what better way to spend Super Bowl Sunday than in the studio, right? Yes, Pamela is here. Even if it's just me and you, Pam, I am happy, okay? Happier than a clam, all right, to be here, just doing some art. So I thought I would just come on. And to be honest, I did not realize what time the Super Bowl was. I was going to try to broadcast during the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I think it's later. Probably it's in the evening, and it's probably I'll be asleep by the time the Super Bowl actually is over. Anyway, so I thought, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna come on and I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna make some stuff. I'm gonna do Face a Day here right now. And then I'm also going to work on some of my Dexy cards. This is open to everybody. This is just on my YouTube channel. I don't come on here very often and do just open content, but I thought, what a great way to, introduce myself to maybe some people who don't know about art foamies or about getting makey. And, so just again, hang out, have a little inspiration, hopefully, a little respite from the real world, a little time to unwind and just spend some quality time on a fun Sunday. All right. And again, anti football, because for sure this year, I mean, what a farce, just who could even stand it? I don't know. But I mean, I think the only reason that I would ever even watch it is to see Taylor Swift, but I'm going to even forego that. I can listen to her music or watch one of her videos anytime. And I would much rather and prefer to be here with my friends making a little makey and doing some art. Okay. So, um, what are you all going to do? Roberta, hello. Rini, nice to see you. I am going to do Face a Day here today, just sort of as a, because let's be honest, squeezing in Face a Day for me is a challenge, and but it is something that is a priority also. So when I can, I have to just do it the way that I can do it, whatever day that it is. So if I'm going to be here, live with you all for a couple hours, then I might as well do a face, right? And then I'm going to also work on some of the cards I started. I'll do a little quick flip through of my artsy Dexy journal. It's getting good. It's getting a lot of pages and I'm super excited about it. So let's do a little flip through if you want to see. Ginger, welcome. Yeah, nice to see you all. We're doing this instead of football. Although, okay, so Pam says it starts at 3:30. But Pam, where are you again? Time zone? Because I am, like right now it's noon for me. I thought Mr. Moon said it started like at 6 p.m., but I could be wrong. I don't know. So welcome again. If anybody is here and I didn't say hello, please make sure that you comment so I can say hi to you and you can join our chat. So far, I see Pam, Rini, Roberta, and Ginger. And I'm about to do a little flip through. Oh, yeah. So you're on the West Coast. So maybe it starts at 3:30. So 5:30, I guess. Well, I go to bed at like 7:30. Anyway, but I wake up super, super early, as you probably know. So anyway, okay, let's do a little flip through. This is when this was an older page, and I sort of made like this as the front cover because I really loved it. And so the first few pages are just warm-ups, I call them, and, not necessarily finished, but maybe finished, and that's okay too. I was just getting the idea, and then started some pages for different reasons. Like I want one of the reasons I love this journal idea is because I can do my pages outside of it. You know, like I can do the individual pages and I can insert them. I can keep track of like launches that I do for Art Foamies and new stamps that come out and things like that. So here was, again, just my early first few days. And then I got this idea to use my sampler grid, and oh my gosh, it just really inspired me. I know many of you follow along, so you know I just love this whole concept of doing the Rolodex. You know, again, this is a vintage Rolodex, right? But again, if you've been following along, then you know I designed one. Now, it's not metal, of course, but I designed one with Gina. So I'll show that to you in a few minutes. But oh my gosh. So again, keeping track of launches. This is when Xandra had her spotlight. So I used a lot of Xandra's images in here. Super fun. Collage soup, right? Oh, Anna Lee, nice to have you. D. Ray, welcome. Susan Horn from Florida, welcome. So yes, so many pages, and love this page. Sadly, a very emotional page, honestly, but I love the way it turned out. And then we did this collage in my Patreon using just scraps. That was so fun. So you can just get an idea of what we're doing weekly, you know, and what I'm doing daily, honestly. And sometimes I've been doing more than one card per day, you know, making mistakes and fixing mistakes. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. And I found my old stencils, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, that I had designed these stencils many moons ago. Okay. Like in 2016 or 2017, I designed these weekday journal stencils, and I just found them again, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I designed them, and they're perfect for these. Okay, so along with the sampler grid, the Art Foamy sampler grid, and definitely also all of the imprint pads for this size, at least. Well, any of the sizes, because okay, this is a 5x8, all right, but you can do the same thing in a 4x6, okay, or even in the smaller sizes, which I'll show you here. I didn't do a 4x6, but I did a 3x5, and I did a 4x2, just to show you how you could do the same sort of concept on the smaller cards, right? So it's really, really versatile. You know, of course, you're not going to be able to get, of course, goes without saying, you're not going to be able to get the larger art and collaging on these smaller cards, but still you can, you know, do really neat, artful journaling on them. Anyway, that was from another sesh. I don't really call it a sesh, but swatches. We did some swatching and turned those right into Dexie cards as well. There's a swatch watercolor Wednesday every Wednesday. Launch. I hope you all got to see the Lisa Young Fodder School launch. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. Really nice that she has just 3 delightful sets. Not like overwhelm, but they're beautiful. They go together, or you can, mix and match, or use, if you just want one of the sets. But I shared that, and I love the way this came out. Oh my gosh, so simple and yet so effective. Again, with the swatching. All right, and then talking about, February 1st. So this is the other reason I love this. Each month I can keep track of our freebies. I can still do my gratitudes in here. And then it brings us to Face a Day. I decided that this is going to be my last year for Face a Day. It is my 10th year. So I'm going to at least take a break next year. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm subject to change my mind, but I don't think so. I think, I want to maybe take the month to do something a little different. But anyway, this is my 10th and final year of Face a Day, February. And so I wanted to do it as a Dexie card so I could keep track of those. Of course, they will be interspersed with other daily cards because they have to fit in with the, well, they don't have to. One of the things I also designed is some tabs for this, you know, so that I can put dividers. So maybe I put a face a day divider and keep all my face a day Februaries in one section. I don't know yet. But for now, they're going in there. And again, oh, here again is one of the stencils from that stencil set. Okay, it's a whole set of days of the week. I think there's also one with like numbers and months and stuff like that. But anyway, and that's at iStencils. That's not through me. That's iStencils.com. And it's under KP and it's under sets if you want to look that up. Okay. And the only reason I'm telling you that, now I don't, whatever. I'm not trying to sell you stencils, but a lot of people want to know and they end up asking. So, yeah, just in case. Anyway, our launch the other night, which was an artist spotlight on Jenny Maroney. I hope you all had a chance to see it because we did her Days of the Week Girls, and that was super fun. And then, again, just wanted to show. Now, I didn't end up doing anything on this page. I wanted to leave it, honestly, just stark like that to show you what the stencil looks like when you have it done. If you know, like, of course, there's multiple ways you could do it, but I just opted to do that in black, and then I could paint, watercolor. I can do other doodles with maybe white paint or colored paint marker inside, you know, of the black. But I wanted everybody to be able to see what it actually just translates to from this stencil. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Annalie. Annalie says 6 Central. So yeah, 6 hours away. But I'm sure they have so much, you know, post or pre-game fun, right? So we'll just consider this the pre-game fun. And you can then you can just go get Makey and ignore the Super Bowl the rest of the day too. I mean, if you want. Maybe you want to watch the Super Bowl. I don't know. Anyway, and that's okay too. No judgment, you know. That's completely up to each individual. But me, I'd rather make art or possibly even, you know, have a nap or do a number of other, clean my room or do laundry or a number of other things. Anyway, so, okay, this was from Art Foamy Fun Friday. So I do have a card started for the weekend. And as you can see, I also took the liberty of putting my Saturday and Sunday on the back so that if I want to fill in areas with what I did or with gratitudes or, you know, thoughts, journal pages really, right? So whatever I want, I can add to this card. And so maybe I'll do some of that later. I don't know. First, I wanted to start, well, let me just talk to you all for a moment. What are you all doing for the rest of the day? Are you getting Makey? Are you in your studio? I know, D. Ray, didn't you say the other day that you were cleaning your studio and reorganizing? So I hope you've made a lot of headway and, you know, are getting in there and feeling comfortable. I still need to do it. I said I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't really get much done, to be honest. I ended up flaking. I did a little bit, but not much. So I really do need a reset, but I have a feeling it's going to be spring before that gets done. Anyway, so I'm on to my next pages, okay? And I do have some nice watercolor cards here, pre-cut, especially for my 5x8 Dexie. And I know many of you that do follow me are waiting for these to be listed. I am working on that, getting all the photos and getting some prototypes done for the website. I will have a few of these. Okay, these are coming. And this is what I designed. These are the tab cards I was talking about. So if I want to, you know, paint on these or collage them, and then I can put them in my larger Dex journal and section things off. I could do months. You know, this is enough to do all the months. So, and then this is what the thing actually looks like. Okay, so course, you can paint it, you can collage it. And those will be available soon too on the Moon and the Maker, not on Art Foamies, okay? So I'm just trying to get all that ready because they just came in, and I am super excited about them because I love the size. They're about 6 inches wide, so you're getting, you know, a nice amount of room to put your cards, okay? Again, I only have very, very limited supply of these to come in because I wanted to test them out first and kind of just see how many people, you know, I didn't really know. I did sort of ask around how many people might want one, but I only had a couple people say they did. So, you know, I don't know how they'll go over, but we'll see. How many of you think that this looks like something that you would enjoy doing? Also, for those of you who did want the house boxes or the house Dexy boxes, those are now available at artfoamies.com. Okay, and that's for the house size, 5x8 house sizes. So yeah, honestly, those will be listed. I'm gonna try today, this afternoon, to get those listed at themoonandthemaker.com. Okay. Anyway, so I have a few cards, again, the nicer watercolor paper, and that I decided, you know, to make my life easy and sort of have some continuity. I wanted to do my face a day on the Dexies, the 5x8s. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Pam. Okay, yeah, I'll get them up there, hopefully after my live today. Okay, so I'll share the link. You know, I'll just let you all know that I have it posted later on this afternoon. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead, and I don't know how many of you saw yesterday's face. I did post it on Patreon. I haven't been doing a lot of instruction. It's really not, you know, if anybody wants more actual instruction, you can ask me questions anytime. I'll be happy to, you know, tell you anything I know. But again, this whole thing is a personal challenge I've shared throughout the years. And, you know, I'm just doing the best I can getting a face a day up there. And I want to have all 28 at the end of the month, okay? So the other day, I was just kind of noodling and doodling around, and I ended up creating some of these faces. I ended up painting her yesterday, and then I think I want to do her or something kind of similar today. So I'm going to try it, okay? So, and I don't know. I hope it doesn't get too boring for you all. Since it's a similar, you know, I'm just going to be sketching with pencil and then watercoloring in. I'm going to try to make it a little quicker. I don't know. But yeah, just grab your watercolors, grab some paper and a pencil, and noodle and doodle with me. Okay. Just consider it self-care. Consider it a meditation. You know, part of me, honestly, I literally could, it's face a day, right? I could cut this out and mount her on there and even do it that way if I was feeling so inclined, okay? Just want you to know that I think about a lot of different ways to approach stuff, and there's no wrong answer, right? Oh, Pam, you're so sweet. Thankfully, Mr. Moon says that too. He says, I am not boring. So, and that's a good thing after being married, and pretty much like we are together and alone together quite a lot. So it'd be terrible if either one of us were boring, right? And these are kind of based on, I don't know how many of you have been following along for a while, but these are based on some girl or one of the face a days I did in 2020. called, and I named it A Lot on Her Mind. Roberta, D. Ray, thank you all so much. You're so sweet. Maybe I sometimes do bore myself. Well, that's not necessarily true though, because I do have a lot of thoughts. I really do. You probably can tell. So you get out your pencil and just doodle along with me. And you can even, you don't have to do what I'm doing. If you don't want to do a face, do some flowers, or, do a still life. Still life sound fun, don't they? Oh my gosh. I haven't done still life since I was in school. And I think that sounds really fun. Maybe someday we should have still life Saturday. Okay, and lots of times that I do a lot of like what am I trying to say? I got sidetracked by the comments. Hi Dottie Lou Crisp, welcome. Nice to see you. How are you, my friend? We're just here. This is what I call it, the great football alternative. And I'm sticking Face a Day in here because I'm still doing Face a Day February. But anyway, a lot of times I actually will do that little sort of cross in the face, right? Just so I can get my baseline, okay? And, if that really helps, right? So, and I do think it helps. It helps you at least get things kind of even and symmetrical if you care about that. Lots of times I don't care that much about symmetry because really it is true that our faces, our bodies, are not symmetrical. One eye is definitely smaller than the other, one side of your body. So I am not usually too worried about that. My line's getting a little dark, to be honest. Oh, nice. Where do you work, Dottie Lou? I haven't seen you for a while, so I don't know what you're up to. I hope your family's doing well. And again, lots of times I use my kneaded eraser, kind of almost like a pouncer, to pull back some of the, graphite if I get a little too heavy-handed. So sketch that in, kind of, again, I'm using a pretty light hand, and if I get a little heavy-handed, I just pounce on there with my kneaded eraser. Wish I had a copy. I'm going to look that up. I wish I had, oh my goodness, Dottie Lou Crisp, 4 grandkids. How old is the baby? And how old's the oldest now? Roberta says, played with journal, rectangles, art foamies all morning. Ooh, that sounds so fun. The other one that's fun, and I don't know if you have this, Roberta, because of course I can't remember everybody's order. But is Julie Balzer's Bauhaus set. Oh my gosh, that is such a fun set. I'm looking something up on my phone so I can show you. This goes back to, oh my goodness. I think 2020. Yes, I'm positive that it was 2020 because so much was going on at the end of February 2020. If you remember, that's right when we started. Oh my gosh, hearing about COVID and all that. And so we had a lot on our minds, right? And I did this painting, and this is reminiscent of it because it seems like we still have a lot on our minds. And this is doubly sort of poignant for me because here it is. And yes, this was day 17 of 2020, and it was called A Lot on Her Mind. And I love this painting. Is one of my all-time favorites, I think, maybe that I've ever done. So right now for me, of course, it kind of is very poignant again and reminiscent because I have a lot of my mind with, just the way of the world. We all do, right? And also the whole theme about home is very much on my mind, and moving or not moving, of my children moving, stuff like that. So this to me really has the feels. Now I will tell you, this face in my sketch looks much sadder than this face, which looks a little more, I don't know. I feel like she looks a little more serene, a little almost happier. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's the shape of the eyes a little bit, and the gaze is just a little bit different. I kind of like the sadness in this one, but I don't know. Maybe also the shape of the brow, a little straighter. Makes a big difference too. Yeah, the angle of the brow. That's one thing too. If you do want to practice and get good at faces, and especially expressing emotion, I just recommend looking at different imagery of, you can just even type on, in Google, you can type like reference photo, sad woman's face, whatever, and you can just see the angle of the eyebrows, just different things. And you can just practice that over and over. Somebody on a post that I saw, recommends just doing eyes and eyebrows over and over, noses over and over, and then putting them together. That's one reason why I like doing moon faces, is because then you don't really have to worry about like ears and, and hair, but you can still practice your face, your expression and stuff like that. So anyway, and it's kind of funny now, I'm looking back at this face, and isn't that kind of amazing? I wasn't looking at this when I did this. Okay. This was out of my brain. But then doing this again today, how much should they look alike? So funny, right? So I don't know if that's good or bad. That my stuff hasn't changed much, but, yes, eyes being farther apart also does make it a little more wistful too. Yeah, and a little more younger as well. A little more youthful sometimes. That will give the appearance of that. Also, I think her forehead is a little wider across the top. It doesn't come quite to the same thing as on that one, although I don't know that makes that much of a difference, but I guess every little line can contribute to that. But anyway, it's fine. I still like it. I still will have fun painting that. And then I like how I just did one little house on here. And I don't know. I'm thinking I kind of want something on her shoulders, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna, maybe I'll end up giving it a similar kind of treatment to this. I don't know. I'll think about that. Dottie Lou, nice to see you, my friend. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that your oldest is 12. That is killing me. Joyce, yes, I agree. Joy, we definitely don't. Yeah, Dottie Lou, it's great seeing you, honey. Take care. Check in again when you can. Um, it's a hard subject to broach, Joy. Um, I think it's left a lot of people scratching their head for sure, and you know, I don't know. So many of us don't really know what to think about all that. But we have Super Bowls and stuff to keep up with, so I mean, what can I say? Anyway, I don't know if I want the sun there. You know what? I might put a little night sky instead. No, it has a rainbow, so it would have to have a sunshine, right? But maybe I want it on the other side. All right. And then I don't know. I think a lot of little flowers in her hair would be so, so cute. Dee, nice to see you. Karen, nice to see you too. Well, Karen, you know how I feel about like faces don't have to be right. I also do. I love my wonky faces too. You know that. I love doing like the blind cross contour line drawings and all kinds of like, and I love doing like the collagey faces that make them, kind of off. Also, I think that there's definitely, an art to that as well. Kind of like abstract, right? Yes, Joy, hopefully won't happen again. But, this is one thing I will say, and I don't want to, I'm not going to talk a lot about that for now, but just I do think about why like hardly anybody or really nobody will or wants to wear a mask, like as if it does not work at all. And I always wonder, like, if it didn't work at all, why did they always wear them when they did surgery and stuff? Why do doctors always wear them when they do surgery and stuff like that? And wouldn't it be better just safe than sorry? I mean, but still nobody does and nobody will. Like, I just feel like any precautions, any decent precautions that aren't harming us, why wouldn't we do it? But people are just so stubborn, right? But I am just staying safe in my studio, hopefully, away from all germs. Well, not trying to make light of it, but anyway, yeah, hopefully it won't happen again is right. Let's try to stay informed and continue to, you know, um, lift each other up and try to help each other out however we can. And one way is by being here and finding joy in things that we can do, right? Oh, well, sports balls. Yeah, right. Becky, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just here. That's what I'm doing too. Just checking in, doing face a day right now. And then I'm going to just, talk about some other little projects I'm working on, other Dexy cards. Just here to have fun and do something that is anti sports balls. Sherry, nice to see you. D Keels asks, what kind of pencil am I using? And I am using a pencil. It is a Pentel Graph Gear mechanical pencil number 7. I have all 4 sizes, a 3, 5, 7, 9, and I love them. And so I recently splurged on a little set for myself, and have been, using them quite a bit. I like the feel of it. It's nice and weighty. I like the line, so super fun. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do. What else would be good in her hair? I guess just little flowers. That's all I'm gonna do. All right, so I guess that's good enough. Kind of like sometimes a shorter, like maybe not such a long neck. So maybe I can bring that up a little. And honestly, I mean, when I'm doing this, just, myself in the studio and I'm noodling around and doing my faces, I will take time to sketch them out. And even on my iPad, same thing. If I'm doing iPad sketching, I mean, I'll redo it as many times as I feel like it, or whatever I think it needs. Anyway, she looks a lot younger. I'm okay with that. I think the other one kind of does too. I still have a tendency to sort of draw youthful girls. That's okay, right? Not always. I sometimes my girls also look old and tired. Don't worry. All right, so that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and a little water here. Yes, Pam. I mean, really, and I feel like everybody who does travel um, does get sick. I mean, and Maxie and I, when we went to Australia and Japan, I knew obviously I was taking a chance. And of course, we did get sick and we masked, but it's so hard because really nobody else does. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a little protection, but it makes it really difficult. Kathy Berg, welcome. Susan says, I spend a lot of time alone and consider myself lucky that my job is such that I don't have to be around folks that much. Yes, I know, right? I mean, and I still really, honestly, I still lots of times really long to go and, do some things with friends or go. I mean, I would love to have a retreat or have a gathering. I mean, I talk about it and I want to do it all the time, but then you know, I hear reports like, oh, you know, so many people are sick with this and that and RSV and different, you know, whatever. Now bird flu is something we have to worry about, you know, so I don't even, and I'm not trying to be paranoid. I don't know. So would I rather sometimes be safe than sorry? Yes. I don't know. It's a conundrum. My hair still drawing little flowers in her hair? Yes. And then I think I will give her also a little pocket. And in the pocket, she will have a little flower too. But not with those leaves. Oh, Joy, that must be so hard too. And so challenging, you know, because kids get sick so much, right? Yes, just a challenge. All right, so I'm going to dig in and decide right now. So I can, you know, that I want it to semi-coordinate, not really coordinate, but it's, you know, along the similar lines, right? So I want it to at least sort of go, right? So I'm going to pay attention to this palette as well. But let's see. I think I'm going to do this color in the background instead. This is a lavender by Holbein. And in this one, this is a I think light, which one is that? Light teal? Cobalt teal light by Core, I think. Yeah, cobalt turquoise light. Again, when you're doing this, you can just turn on some nice music and really let yourself enjoy the process of just laying down your colors, letting the water do its magic. Remember, nice paper and a decent brush will really help you in this process to not, you know, not struggle as much. Definitely makes the process a lot more enjoyable. And again, I know I've said this so many times if you've ever watched me paint, but your paper will, soak up some of that color, some of the, saturated color. So if you want it to be deeper, if you want it to be a darker value, then you're going to want to reapply color and sort of watch it as it dries. I'm going to go ahead, while I have this color out, I'm just going to go ahead and pop some of that right in her eye. Oh, that is a good idea, Debbie. Debbie Martin, welcome. Joy, thank you so much. Thanks for coming today. I hope you all are having a good day wherever you are. Where I am, the weather is not too glorious. It's really, really cold again. And it's supposed to snow or freezing rain or something, but so far it's just frigid. And I will tell you, and I do find this to be true, if you do a face every day, okay, it does start getting easier and easier every single day. And I'm not saying you're going to like paint or that I don't know about you, but I mean that I'm going to paint a masterpiece or, but like it does get a little quicker. It just kind of sort of flows together a little easier because it is like muscle memory. So even, and it doesn't have to be faces. It's whatever you're doing, right? If you do something, a practice, a little something each and every day, right, it's going to get better and faster, right? Just makes sense. All right. So I'm going into her face now with a little water first. And, these are just for my personal growth, my personal collection. I'm putting them in my Rolodexy, my Artsy Dexy journal, right? So I can do whatever I want. But I am pretty much strictly using watercolors. But I would not be opposed also to using some layer cakes or even some, watercolor pencils or other mediums besides watercolor. Even though this is really nice watercolor paper, other stuff works great on it as well, right? So anyway, for now I'm sticking with watercolor, and this is my burnt sienna. I don't know if you saw that I laid down a little water so that it would spread a little nicer, and I could get just a real light wash, but I did avoid putting any water in the eyeball area, okay, in the whites of the eyes. Avoided that so I could keep the saved white of the paper. And here, just a very light wash all over so that then I can build up the layers on there. Pam says, I'm having trouble with the nose. Mine looks more like piggy nostrils. So, those have a place sometimes too, I will say. But if you don't want them to look like piggy nostrils, then just, again, I hope you're very light-handed, erase, and then remember just like a dot, okay, and then like a little U shape, a very soft U shape, and then another dot a lot of times, or even just two little dots. You don't even have to really connect them. Yeah, D. Keel says, speaking of weather, it was 85 yesterday in East Texas, today it's 65. Yeah, we had a day also last week that was like 70 something, 72, and then it just went back down to freezing and terrible. But yeah. Excuse me, I gotta get some water. Oh goodness, I don't know what just happened, but I got a little color blossoming there. So I'm just taking my dry, clean paper towel and blotting a bit, and then I'll make sure to avoid that area. All right. For now, and I'm going to avoid the face as well. I want those layers to sort of dry, so I'll be going sort of, back and forth um, here and there. I will ask you to just in a moment of shameless self-promotion to please, like my video and share it and all that good stuff, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel and get your friends to subscribe to our channel too. You can now follow me on Patreon for free. Okay, like I would love and appreciate it if you're not already signed up for my Patreon, even just as a free member. Okay, I do share content there for free. I do post stuff, and then also it is just a great way to, I'm trying to blog there more, because if you do follow me again at all, you know how much I want to be leaving off of Facebook and Instagram as much as possible. Okay, it's very difficult for a business, but and I've spent years, let's face it, again, for those of you who know me, I've spent years sort of building, as much as I can on those platforms, but times are changing. So it's just, something that is important to me. So I would really love and appreciate it if you, again, would just follow me over there. It helps my numbers. And again, even if you do not want to be a paying patron, you can sign up for free. And I do share things and post things over there. So I would really be thankful for that. So a yellow house, and I don't want to make my sunshine quite so yellow, okay? But get a little creamier color, creamier yellow, like a little more washed out sun. Don't you just love watercoloring? I just love watercoloring. It is so, I love just adding the little touches, the little washes of color, and just seeing it sort of come to life, spring to life, really. And do you feel like you can see okay, or do you want me to zoom in a little more? Let me try to zoom in a little more. Is that a little better? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna let that dry before I do any other like little shading or making things pop at all anymore. I just want to let that dry really well. Okay. And then I think I've really been debating about what color to paint her hair. And I've been thinking about doing it in the shadow green color. I don't know. I'm having a little trouble debating. Because I kind of, or maybe it should be in browns. I don't know. Brown might look kind of nice. I have the new brown from Golden, the new core color. It is called, let me pull it out. Oh, good. Okay, good. Amy, hi. Purple. I thought about Shadow Violet, honestly, because, but I kind of want it to be a little more earthy, So I have this new brown umber color from Golden, and I was thinking about trying that. Just test it over here. And that's another great reason to have your little doodles. You can... Yeah, you know what? I am going to put a layer of this. This is going to be kind of an earthy color. And then I could also do it in a gray. But anyway, then I could go over it with a little bit of Shadow Violet maybe. So let's just do this. Again, that's a golden brown umber color. I think it'll look nice with the purple that, it's kind of a lavender. And I'm going to deepen it, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be kind of a pain because of all the little details, but it's okay. And, I will tell you too, sometimes if you enjoy making faces, you don't have to have so much restraint like this. You can just throw the kitchen sink at it, like do mixed media with crayons and acrylic and graphite and just have fun, really being free and loose. This is a little bit more controlled, which, can be nice for, like I said earlier, even just for like meditation or just quiet, sort of nice, you know, nice, nice quiet time in the studio. But I think that if you get out your acrylics and your crayons and your graphite and your other, maybe just your journal or something like that, you can really crank up the music and have sort of a free flinging paint session. This is a little bit different, and both, of course, have a great place, in the studio. Phyllis, welcome. Nice to see you. How are you? Nice to have you here. One thing I will also mention, if I really had wanted to do these little details like this, a way that I could make it a little bit easier on myself at this stage is to use a little bit of masking fluid and masked off some of those areas. It's a little bit of a, you have to plan ahead a little bit more, and it can have its own sort of complications or issues, but it can make this part of the process a lot easier, and you can get some really much nicer details than having to paint around everything. But this will work too. It's fine. All right, so now I'm, again, going to let that layer kind of dry. I'm going to take that same little brown umber color now and go ahead and do her eyebrows. Of course, when you do this, you do want to make sure that the face is very dry. Otherwise, you'll end up, getting a little bit of a mess, or possibly getting a mess. Going to go back in with my burnt sienna again. A little more saturated this time on my brush, and I'm going to do some of her details around her eyes and sort of the value that builds up the sort of planes of the face. Do little washes. And you'll just kind of see it come together slowly but surely, again, with all the little passovers and little additions of details. Barely anything on my brush at all. Back in with my, with water on my brush, just a little. And then it's at this point that I will, just be deciding like, where in the painting do I want to go now? Where do I want to add more, color? Where is dry enough for me to go and move around? So I just, think about that as I'm going through the piece. So like right here, I know I want to deepen. I'm going to get a little, my neutral tint. And I'm going to deepen like the rooftop a little bit. And start to give that a little more definition, right? A few little smudges in there. And let's do... And now I'm just really using a number 5 round, and it comes to a really nice point. So for some of this really small detail work, you can do that. You know, you just make it come to a really nice point and just use little tiny bits of wash to continue to build up the layers. A little green there where I don't want it, so I'm again just using my thirsty brush. I think that really needs to be just darker in the background, so I'm just gonna pop in a little more yellow over here too, brighten that side up just a bit. And then of course I got to do my rainbow, right? So Phyllis, is everything all fixed up and you're back, you know, good as new, I hope? We're just blending the rainbow. Obviously, I'm using, I used Opera Rose instead of red there. So for my outside line, I used Opera Rose for that more of my, what would be the red, you know, I used it instead of red. And then that's what I'm putting here on this outside line. And then I used a transparent Pyrrole Orange, which butted up nicely to that opera. And then a little bit of, oh gosh, Cad Yellow Medium there. I'm going to use a little of my leaf green. This is a Holbein color. I'm just going to make a nice bright rainbow. I'm going to use teal, my cobalt turquoise light next. Pretty washy. Not a lot on my brush. And then I think next I am just going to use a little ultramarine blue. It's kind of a pale, or it's not, I don't know, it's not pale. It's kind of purpley, but kind of blue. I don't know. A nice cyan would have been good too, I guess, but good to finish off that line a little bit. And I'm going to put a little yellow line, but I'm going to use actually my shoot, my brain. What's it called again? Shoot, I can't even think. Boy, the more the more I try to struggle with it, the more I can't remember the name. And it's one of my favorite colors, but of course it's stuck in my palette. It is a core color, and it is quinacridone gold. Duh. And a little of that to line her hair, like a little bit of a glow. Just across the top. All right. I'm going to go ahead and line her eyes using, I think I'm going to use just a little Payne's Gray. No, you know what? I'm going to use my burnt umber, my brown umber first. I'm right at lining the top where her eyelashes are. Okay, so that would be one of the darkest parts besides the pupil. And a little bit more with the burnt sienna again. And then sometimes I'll even take like a little bit of pink. This is my really pale, like soft pastel pink, and just give a little touch there to the corners of the eyes. Okay, and then I'm also going to use that. I'm going to put a little water on her cheeks because, you know, I'm going to give her some rosy cheeks using that same pastel-y pink. Tip of her nose. Just a little bit. Not too pink, but just a tiny bit. And then I think I also am going to take a little tiny bit of shading gray. I'm going to put a little drop shadow underneath her eyelid because the whites of the eyes are not pure white. You want a little bit of shadow on there so it doesn't look so stark, you know. Then you can also do stuff like if you want to deepen the eyes a little bit, maybe up underneath the lid again would be a little bit darker, even with another shade of blue or whatever, you know, another shade of this, whatever hue you used for the eyes. And then I'm going to let that dry again kind of nicely before I go back into it and put a little pupil color, you know, a little black or dark Payne's Gray or something like that. Also want to, Put a little more color on her mouth. Maybe, oh, I'm going to use a little alizarin crimson, maybe. And make sure my brush is nice and clean, and I'm going to smush out that line again a little bit. I don't want it to look like clown cheeks, you know. So I am using, Pam, I just bought these brushes about maybe a month ago, and I really like them. It's called an Isabi, and they are the round. And I have a 5, a 6, and an 8. And I do really like them so far. I'm going to see if I can order a few more. And if I can, I'll let you know. But if not, just look around for Isabey, Isabey. And her eyes don't look, I mean, I'm obviously not all the way finished. I got to put a little pupil in there, okay? Also, I'm going to let that face dry really well before I go back and put any other details, like, because I still want to do a little darkness in the mouth and the nose and stuff like that. So I'm just here finessing that, smushing it a little bit as it's drying so I'm not getting any real harsh lines, okay? Anyway, then I think I'm just gonna go in here with a little, oh, and do I want pink or yellow, or kind of debating on the flower colors. I think I'm gonna use for the centers, which is like or what yellow is this? This is Dariolide, I think. Dariolide yellow. I know I already asked this, but I maybe missed it. Is anybody doing anything today? I mean, are you going? Are you watching Super Bowl? Are you going to go out? Are you doing Makeys? What's happening in your world? I want indigo, and I keep dipping into the wrong thing. Indigo, that's what I want. Yeah, I do have to say I really love these brushes a lot, you know. Kathy, funny. I don't even know. I have literally no idea what I haven't, I do know who is playing because I've seen enough people post about, about that I know the teams that are playing, but I don't know anything about who's playing for halftime, or I've tried to purposely not keep up. I'm fairly boycotting, but that's again just me because uh, well, because I don't agree with a lot of stuff that the NFL gets away with or does or whatever. But that's to each his own. So whatever. I've never really liked football anyway. Let's face it. Not a fan. I mean, I have watched games and gone to Super Bowl parties in the past and stuff like that. But I just not participating this year. They take all the fun out of almost everything, in my opinion. Um, but so far, Makeys are still sacred. Again, just putting on another layer because I know that is going to dry much lighter. And I'm going to have to go back in and redefine my pocket and all that, but that's okay. Dipped into the wrong color again. I wish that I don't have it nearby, but I wish I had my little I think it's called Pocket Full of Posies stamp. I could stamp it on this wet paint and pull out some of the color. I think that would be so cool. And then of course I probably should have let that dry before I try to redefine it, but I will go back in and sort of finesse it as it's drying. My little buttons here, little. And I'm feeling like she's getting close. I want some more value up here in her hair. So do I want to keep it like in the browns, or do I want to go over it with a little, I could use a little shadow violet. Again, let me try that over the top, which I may like that. Or a little moon glow. I could do moon glow. Let's try that. I kind of like that moon glow. I don't want it to be too dark. I think I'm going to stick with the brown and maybe just go in around it again. I also could maybe, and I probably will put a little like green gold in some of those leaves, and stuff, but I also do like that little bit of quinacridone gold over the top. I'm just trying to build up a little more value, you know? Well, these are synthetic. I will say these are synthetic hair, but I love it. I am really super impressed with it. And I ordered 3 of them just to give them a try, and I'm very happy with it. So I'd like to maybe get a few more. All right, so I like the way that's looking. I am going to go in with, again, a little of that brilliant pink, and I want to paint in the little flowers. Not all the way. Like if I have some of the white still showing, that's great. You know, just gonna do it kind of loose, loosey-goosey. I'm going to take a little green gold because I think that's what's going to show up pretty well. Let's try that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that limey green. Try that first. And maybe I'm just going to go around and kind of put some little touches of that green. And it'll just layer over that brown, but I think it'll look good. Give some little pops of color, and not really too much color, but little sort of deepening of some of that. I think that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to go into her eye. Stephanie Martin, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, so now I am going to use my regular Payne's Gray. And I'm using that instead of black, okay? And I really could even go in with a little bit smaller of a brush, but I'm going to stick with this. It's fine. Give her her pupil. And just a little bit of outline. Just barely touching it with the brush there to give it that depth that it needs, that darkest value. Same with her nostril, because those nostrils are going to be so dark, right? It did, for some reason, I must have had a little hair or something there, so I need to try to fix that. I'm just going to use that tip of my brush to move it away. Again, not messing with it too much, okay? And then same here with that line through the mouth. Again, making sure the lips very dry. A little carried away with that line a little too much, so I'm going to try to smush it out some. Carry it to the corners. I'm going to use a little bit of my neutral tint here. Neutral tint is really nice because it's kind of like a shading gray. Okay, it gives you still a very transparent gray, so it will sort of just deepen. You know, you don't want to get too carried away with it because it can have a tendency to sometimes, you know, I don't know, be a little too, gray things out a little too much to where it maybe looks like she has a beard. So you got to be careful, but it is really a nice little addition to add shading. And the little water. And then here I'm just going to pretty much finish a couple things. I am going to um, finish off, you know, her little pocket. I am going to deepen these edges just a little. I think I'm going to use some Moon Glow, okay, on my edges just to bring your eye in a bit. Give it a little, also a little bit more, you know, value, and not make your, that, you know, lavender hue is just so mid-tone and so flat. So I just want to give it a little, you know, oomph around the corners to, again, draw your eye sort of in. Maybe we'll do a little here too. Around a little. Same over here. I'm going to just put in a little more yellow around, kind of pump that up a bit. Maybe a little more teal in the window. And, you know, I've talked about it because this is what I learned, and that is that color gets the credit, value does the work, right? So I'm just building up my values and, you know, using the hues and the colors. Bye, Renee. It was nice seeing you. Thank you for coming. I'll be here for a while, so if you get time and you want to pop back on, you can. Smushing them back out just a bit, right? So do a little, because, you know, I feel like this is going to help bring it out a bit. A little bit of my opera. I say it all the time, pretty much every time, and that is that you can't fake those layers. So even just the smallest little buildup really sort of helps to, you know, bring it bring it back around. Now, you saw me sort of fuss with the pocket here. I'm gonna actually use, I think, a little white pencil or pen to put that detail back in. And then I'm also going to go ahead and just paint around some of this detail a little bit more. Okay, and of course I have to let that dry again now before I really do anything to the flower, but I am going to, oh goodness, I think I'm going to use maybe just a white Stabilo. That's what I think I'm going to try. Do need to sharpen that. Oh, thank you, Becky. Thank you so much. Dee says, if you're stranded on a desert island with watercolors, plenty of food and water, what would be 3 paintbrushes you would have to have? I would live with just one, honestly, and it would be a round number 8, a long round if they have it, but a nice round that comes to a good point. I could live with just an 8. But if I only could have 3, I would have an 8. Again, long round. I would probably have this 5 or a 4. Okay, same long rounds. And then I would have one flat wash brush about like this. Okay, so a 1/2 inch wash, or maybe even a little smaller wash. So yeah, I could live just with that if I had to. Again, using my white Stabilo just to put back a little bit of that detail, not really needing or caring if you needing it to be, or caring if it's very, opaque. It's just for a small little light line there. I will go ahead and I think I'm going to paint that heart in just my sort of peachy cream color here. I don't think I wanted red or pink. I just want something kind of pale there. I'm going to put a little gray, my gray of gray here in the collar. Again, maybe a little of that same peachy sort of cream in the buttons. And remember, I am not a purist either, so if I want to work on and put a little pen or, whatever, I am in no way opposed to using a little bit of pencil or marker or whatever, making it more mixed media if I want to put a little detail in her buttons or something like that. Okay, but for now, I'm good. And again, I am going to probably use a little bit of my paint marker or something to make that little line better. I don't know. I'll let it dry and see how it goes, okay? I'll still use my little Stabilo here. And I may take my small brush again with a little bit of black. I'm going to go ahead with a little bit of black and line her eyes just a hair. And take a little white. I want to knock back this yellow just a bit. And then maybe I am going to take just a little bit of yellow here and give her some more sort of glow. And that's it. I think I'm going to call her a face for today. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it does need a tiny bit of darker, does need a little bit of darker values up in this, I think. I'm going to leave it for now. But I am going to, I think, still put in a little more, a little more purple, but I don't, I want dioxazine purple, but I don't want it super strong. So I'm going to mix it with a little of this. I'm going to go back up here. Again, just because I'm feeling like it needs a little stronger blue up here. But that's just me. Anyway, oh my gosh. Thank you all for watching my face a day. It really helps me to be able to have this time to, finish my own personal challenge. And I love being able to share that with you. So again, I'm going to go ahead and sign this. It is February 9th, so February 9th, 2025, if you can believe that. And I am going to sign it, KP. And ta-da, another face a day. So I'm already 9 days in, if you can believe that. Thanks so much. Yes, thank you for coming. So yeah, I am, so that's face a day. And then I did have a couple other things if you want to hang out, if, perfectly up to you. I am just here having fun. Like I said, if it's me, myself, and I, or if one or two people want to hang out, that's great. I'm here for the duration. Well, not really the duration, but it's, what time did I start? I started at noon, right? So gosh, that took me an hour and 45 minutes in real time. But I mean, we did chat and I showed other stuff, but I am also going to work on my weekend card. And I was going to share with you, where did I put it? Let me pull this back out again. I wonder if I should, let me blow, I'm going to blow dry this just for a quick second, okay, so that I can stick it right in the Dexy journal. Like I said, I may end up, doing some things on the back, but for now I am just trying to keep them pretty much in order of all my days. So this was yesterday. This is today. And then I did get a couple, I thought I had another card ready to go. Now I don't know what I did with it. So does anybody have any thoughts or questions or anything to contribute? Love to hear from you. I'm looking for my card. Oh, here it is. It's over here. Oh, and also, yay, Roberta. Yay, Terry Moore. And I know you've already seen it a million times, but you want it here. I'm going to zoom back out. Okay. And let's look through it one more fast time. And I am going to do another card for today. So these were my beginnings, humble beginnings. And then I really started, it was January 7th about, I think, when I really, maybe it was the 4th. I think one of them is out of order. But anyway, around the 7th when I started really getting into it and being like, oh my gosh. So I will tell you what happened is that I was looking at Tisha Moore's Instagram. Now, I will tell you, I'm not trying to compare myself to Tisha Moore. She is amazing. She's the fairy godmother of journaling. I mean, in no way, and I'm not even saying that I'm not trying to emulate her, but it just gave me the idea, the way that she formats certain things. I was like, oh, I could do something similar that would be super fun using my grid sampler. And then that just really started a whole bunch of ideas, and it really got me super inspired and motivated. And then you all know, if you've followed me for a long time or for a while, because I started these Dexies back in like summer of 21. Okay. But it was real random. I have a bunch of different sizes. I had purchased this one around that time as well, this large one on eBay, and I knew I wanted to do something with it, but it really just hit me this year of doing the actual Dexie page journaling, and I am absolutely in love with it. I hope you all do or will follow me on Patreon, to do something similar if you like this idea, because I came out with the holders. We have the cards now, or we're getting the cards. I'm going to be listing all that stuff. So anyway, putting on my Face a Days, all my launches, and it just is a great way to flip back through and be able to see, what I'm doing. And it's a lot of content. So, and a lot of the pages the back pages that are blank, I, still want to go back and, collage, whatever. They're still, to me, pages for future, makeys and art and stuff. So yeah, really happy with my face today. I hope you are as well. Again, that's my Dexie journal that I am working on all throughout the year. Okay. And I hope you are too, or at least some kind of similar pages, and again, if you have smaller ones, you could do it that way. You can do the house pages, you could do the house box, whatever. So, I don't know how many of you watched Art Foamy Fun Friday. Yes, D-Ray, it is. It's getting filled up so fast. I love it. But look, the good thing is, I'm going to pull it out one more time as we're talking about it. The good thing is that there is plenty of room. Look how much room. I can still fit more cards. I mean, maybe not a ton more, because I don't want it to be, like super jammed to where I can't open it. But it's fan. I'm just thrilled with it. I will be sad when this one's all the way full. But as you know, again, I designed the chipboard ones, so we will have these to go to, when my metal one's filled up. So anyway, okay. Now, as far as Art Foamy Fun, we had Jenny Maroney's Spotlight, which is super fun. Loved her contribution. Just really a great set. And it is the Art Days a Week, or, well, it's not the Art Days a Week. It's the week, what's it called? The Weekly Girls or something. But here they are. And this is the other thing I wanted to share that I'm working on. So here's the set of Jenny Maroney stamps. I think you probably already all saw them, but there they are. There's 6 of them. She just has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and weekend. So you could do weekend for Saturday and Sunday. And remember, if you, I don't know if I did it live, but anyway, you could obliterate this and put a Saturday and a Sunday if you want to stamp it twice, right? So super fun. And what I did, these are the only ones I have actually finished, okay? I stamped them all out 4 times each, so I'd have 4 Mondays, 4 Tuesdays, 4 every day, 4 of every card. And then I'm putting different things on the back to make as sort of inspiration cards or cards that are prompts for, journaling or prompts for just creating. So I'm going to continue to do that. And I do want to finish this. I'll probably do it for my Take 2 Tuesday. I will finish, I won't finish all of them, but I will have them finished on a Take 2 Tuesday. And I think I am going to actually keep these cards and use them. So I hope you will all, even if you don't get the art foamies, which of course I hope you do because it supports Jenny. But even if you don't, like, you could make yourself these cards and it would be so fun, right? And again, here's where I took the Thursday card, I obliterated what was up there, and then I just wrote in my own thing. This was an old deck of cards that I actually I bought just so that I could make an altered deck. And so this is going to be my little card set, all right? And so here on the back, I do have a place to put the title of my game or the, instructions and stuff like that. So super fun. Yes, Tracy says, I was setting up a swatch sheet for my new me yellow, I guess that's how you say it, right? Me yellow watercolors, which I do love. Those are like the mission, right? And adding stuff to my catch-all journal where I test stuff. That's awesome. And that would be great for the Dexies too, because, if you wanted to, you could even do an entire Dexie journal or, Dexie holder and have basically like your recipes for your art making. And when I say recipes, I mean, like, test stuff where you can write down what you did so that you can sort of keep track of your experimentation. That'd be really great too. Tracy also says, currently just had a late light lunch and drinking some hot tea. That sounds delicious. I'm in here freezing right now. I may actually take a break to go and get some hot tea and maybe even a tiny snack and then come back in a few minutes. My stomach's starting to growl. I do want to come and hang out and do some more art if anybody else is up for it. I wanted to also finish, or not finish, but I wanted to work on this page and show you all again the stencils, because as I mentioned, I had designed a bunch of stencils for iStencils many years ago, like in, I think, 2016. And I don't really use a lot of stencils. I like them. Many of them, I like them a lot. Honestly, now, it's been years, I would probably design different stencils. And someday I still might. But I came across my journal set and I was like, oh my gosh, these are perfect for, incorporating with my Dexie cards too, because they're just the perfect size. And this is one reason why I left this one plain, so you could see it without any decoration. They're all a little bit different. Okay, obviously they say the days of the week, and they all have a little different motif right here. But anyway, this is plain, and then you can see here I have not finished. I just outlined the Saturday and Sunday. I didn't do my lines, but here again, pull this back out so you can see the one that I did finish a couple. I finished my Thursday, and this one I like better. It was my Wednesday. So now I'm I'm at least using them all once so you could see what the motif. So this one was just a little, I think I turned these into flowers. They were just polka dots. This one has like little stars, So just each one's a little bit different. Friday has the spirals. So yeah, and you can just then take all your paint pens and have a lot of fun. And it doesn't have to be paint pens, but I will say it kind of makes quick work of it if you want to, just fill in your background. Now I'm using black because black does sort of hide any of the imperfections, and then also, again, doesn't have to be black. Have fun, do whatever colors that you want. But I like the black because then when you fill in the lettering, you can use bright colors and it'll really stand out. Again, it hides all the imperfections, but remember, you can also go over the black with other, like with your white or with other colors of paint markers, and do little, doodles and doodads in the background. Of course, too, if you want to jazz up your lettering with, whatever, stripes and polka dots and stuff like that, the bubble letters are always nice for that. And if you have, I'll tell you too, like one thing I did in these lines was that I used a little bit of black gesso and a brush. It just makes it a little bit faster for some of the thicker lines. Ellen, you know what? A few people had problems and I don't know why. I'm going to go back and look into it because you're not the only one. I was there and people were there. I will tell you it was a lot smaller. It wasn't as big of a group. And even like Wendy from Fodder School, Willow Wanders, messaged me and she said, "Did you not do Art Show Me Fun Friday tonight?" And I said, "No, I was on." And she said, "I looked like 10 times and I could not find you." And I have to say, I was really flattered that Willow Wanders would want to find me. But I don't know what happened. Just kind of weird. Yeah, you know what? Mr. Moon said he was going to be watching today, so he might even bring me some hot tea. He might hear this. We could stop, though, and take just a little break and then come back and do a little more makeys. And especially if there's anything that anybody would love to see, please let me know. Or if you're just enjoying, the spontaneity, that's great, too. Maybe I could even work on those cards for a little bit. I don't know. I came here with plenty of things to do and plenty of things in mind. But my mind, I do admit to, being very easy to sway in my artistic pursuits. And when I say that, it's just, I'll see something and I'll be like, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll look over and see like another project I'm working on and be like, oh, but maybe I should do that. I think that sounds fun. Another thing that I do, and I'm really bad about this. Tell me if anybody else does this. Okay. I need to know if I'm the only one. So a lot of times I literally will I'll pull out like, like these cards. I'll say, oh, I'm going to paint on an 8x8 substrate. So I'll pull out an 8x8 and I'll stack it. And then I'll say, oh, and I want to do some little, I'm going to do a sticker book. So I have I'll have like all these projects piled on the side of my desk. Like I pull them out, like I'm going to actually do all of them. And then they just sit there. I do one or two, but I can't get to like 6, And so then I'll just have a stack of, projects next to my desk. And then when I go to clean up, I'm like, why is this here? Why do I have all these substrates? Like I wasn't going to be able to do like 3 paintings on a live, on a 1-hour live. Sherry says, I was creating a face on Procreate. Fun. That is fun. I love doing that. And I will tell you, I have, I've done a couple of my faces on Procreate for already this month. And I'll probably have to do a couple more because it is a really easy way for me to still stick to my challenge, stick to my commitment, but not, have too much pressure. So, and then I don't know if you saw this, but I did do these two. Put this here for a sec. These two were done on Procreate. And then I just glued them on to Dexie cards. And I might, these two were done on Procreate. And I still can go in and paint over them if I want to, right? So, I might, and I might not. Yeah, Kathy, good advice. And I don't punish myself too much for it, but I think it's funny. Yes, me too. And I have to say, Terry Moore, I don't love the Chiefs anymore after all their shenanigans. But, that's just me. Um, because I really feel like, you know, whatever different people standing for different things, and football should not include all this politics and stuff. But it just, they make it so expensive. Regular people can't go anyway half the time. So, whatever. It's okay. We'll stay home and make art. Again, not necessary to use a paint marker, right? You can use you could paint in, or you could use your colored pencils. But I think this just makes pretty quick work of it. And oops, oh, I just messed up my line a little bit. Oopsie. Fix it back up. Anyway, and then of course I can go around. I could do I could do more of a border if I want to. Again, I can paint in now the insides of my letters, and I could use, so many things. I could use ink. I could use watercolor. I could use layer cakes. I could use pencil, whatever I want. Also, keep in mind that I could have made these letters go outside if I want to, like that, right? No, it's okay. We did talk a little bit about that. Not much, because we're not here to talk about all that junk, but I said my reasons why I wanted to be here instead of having the TV on, and that's okay. But we all have different reasons, and that's okay too. And some people might still want to partake in the Super Bowl, and that is also fantastic. Everybody should do what they want. I'm a pretty big proponent of that. Freedom and all. you know. All right. So just kind of cleaning up the lines. And then again, if I wanted to do, I could even do like a little, scallops around, or I could do like a little sunburst around, whatever. I'm leaving most of mine just as is, but then I can go in as I did on my Wednesday card. Let me find that one again. Where did Wednesday go? Goodness. And here, one of the things I love is that it's open so you can see everything, but you still can't find it. Okay. So yeah, on my Wednesday card, I just did some little like polka dots in the background. So maybe you want to pump that up a bit. Also, if you're a Zentangler, have some fun. Yes, you can, Ellen Bush, you definitely can go on to my YouTube, and onto Art Foamy's YouTube, and it should be there. I can't get you the link right now, but and also it should be on my Patreon. If you go to my Patreon page, you should be able to find the link there too. All right, and then of course, if you want to go in and use, oh my gosh, there's so many fun things. I could use my Daylight Super Bright inks, and really make it super bright. or I can go in again with my paint markers. Again, like I said, colored pencils would be great. Whatever you want. Let's just use paint markers, and you could do some fun things in there that way. Stripes, polka dots, different colors. So I'm gonna do a rainbow. And we'll do just different shades of the colors, just, you know, because I have it here and it's pretty easy. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, you know what, Deb, so many people said that, and I don't know why. I'm going to talk to Mr. Moon and find out what the heck happened, because you definitely are not the only person. There was like, I would say at least 5 people have said that they couldn't find Art Foamy Fun Friday. So I don't know what that's all about, but super weird, because I definitely was there, and there was people on, you know?
Is there something I need to find?
Oh no, I did. Oh no, Art Foamy Fun Friday. A lot of people said like they never could find it. Deb Bergstrom's just said, "I saw you were on today. I missed you on Friday. I couldn't find you." And Ellen Bush said she couldn't either. And remember Wendy Willow Wander said, they couldn't find me at all. I don't know. What can I just ask you, Deb or Ellen or anybody who could not find me? Where were you were you looking on Patreon or yeah, no, just tell me where you were looking. Were you looking on our YouTube or because we need to know so it doesn't happen again. So anybody who can give me any information about like where you were hunting around. And usually, just to let you know, we always post the link on my Patreon page. Okay. Oh, weird. So Annalie says the last one shows 8 days ago. So that's weird. Maybe, you know what? I bet it's accidentally private. I bet you anything that we accidentally put it on a private setting. So I will have him double check about that. And then also I am going to take a break and go get some tea. And then thank you for sharing the link. Although I don't see it on the live list. Okay. Yeah. So something's wrong with that, I guess, obviously. And that sucks. So there's just a fun way to, fill in your letters. I don't know. Just go to town with it. I am a big proponent, as you know, of just playing around and enjoying my art materials, enjoying my time, and experimenting as much as I can. So, yeah, and then, for this, I did not do, you can see here, my little lines and stuff, because I did Saturday and Sunday on my weekend card, right? Yeah, okay, I'm so sorry about that. So Stephanie says I had trouble getting on Art Foamy's Fun Friday. I was looking on Patreon and Facebook. I found you on Facebook, right? Or yeah. I'm gonna ask him if he can go in and just check the settings. I'm gonna take a quick break and go get a cup of tea. If anybody else would love to, I'm not gonna turn the camera off. I'm gonna just step away. If anybody would love to stay and hang out with me, I will be right back. And I'm gonna continue to work on my weekend card. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna find some stickers and we're gonna play around with this layout. Okay, I'll be right back. I wish I had Muzak for you. Well, no, at our YouTube channel. Okay, I'm back. I got a cup of chai green tea. No. Oh, thank you, Terry Moore. Bye, Ellen. Yeah, that's so weird. Roberta, can you tell me where you saw it at? I mean, did you find it on Patreon? Yeah, because I know a few, quite a few people were there, but it wasn't as many people as normal. And so that is so weird. So I'm sorry about that. Again, Sunday, I don't know. Should we go ahead and finish Saturday too? I'm going to, because otherwise it'll just bug me. Thank you all for waiting for me too, by the way. And Annalie, I'm so sorry. For some, a couple people said, oh, I couldn't find you. And then I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was there. So I thought, like, yeah, it's there. Oh my goodness, my tea. I just took a sip. It's still a little too hot and it has not steeped yet. So it still tastes kind of just like hot water. Again, I hope you will like play around, and again, even if you don't use the stencils, maybe you just, do your own lettering, but play around with all different sorts of, highlighting it with, of course, different colors. You can do different, like, sort of, highlights on the side of the letters. Make them sparkle. You can use metallics or, yeah, like, wouldn't it be so cute to paint in the letters in like gold or silver? And honestly, I need to stop doing this now. It's just going to probably get on your nerves because you don't need to sit here and watch me color this all in, right? There's no big teaching moment or secret to doing this. I just love to have a finished page. It would also be cute doing it all in black and white, right? That would be super cute too. You could do little black and white polka dots or just black, whites, and grays would be cute. You know that. The possibilities are endless. I'm still going to finish painting in all the black. I won't finish all the lettering, okay? I'll do that later to myself. Doesn't even really look bad like that. You could leave it sort of semi-filled in, right? Oh, thank you so much. So let's see. What Mr. Moon Art Foamies, was the link hidden, just that it was private on accident? Anyway, so he did share the link for anybody who wants the link to last week's Art Foamy Fun. And I'm really sad about that because you know that was our spotlight for Jenny Maroney. So if people couldn't find it, that is just makes me so upset. But I will say too, you know, sometimes with technology, it does they change stuff around so that when you go in and you click on certain things that you're used to doing, you know, it's just not the same interface. So sometimes we've had some technical difficulties due to some of these changes that they do, you know? And again, I mentioned this earlier, but for filling in some of the bigger areas, if you want to start, like outline it with your paint marker and then go in with a little brush and your black gesso, that sort of helps make it a little quicker, and it helps fill in any little straggler, you know, lines if you don't want any little white spots showing through. And of course, remember this too, that this is paint, right? It's paint marker, so like acrylic paint. So after this is good and dry, okay, you'd want to make sure that it's very dry, but then you could do stuff like put inks over the top, or, you know, yes, acrylic paint over it some more, or even some watercolors. Now you will have to be careful that your water does not reactivate, excuse me, anything, but I think we'll use a red marker here for my heart. And I cannot believe that it's already Sunday anyway. I mean, the weekend just the time just flies by. Does anybody else or feel exactly the same? Again, remember that for this card, I am working on pretty nice watercolor paper, so it will take a lot of, you know, a lot of beating, really, a lot of mediums, a lot of water, whatever. So now, of course, I could go back in there and fill in with whatever color. But I think I kind of just like it. I may go in and just do some fun little, since that one's in color, you know, with the rainbow, I'll just go in and I think my black's running out. Just different little marks in here to, you know, give some little zhuzh. Oh, and then finally, what's my last one? Oh, maybe some, oh gosh. I guess we'll do chevron lines. Yay. All that for that. Okay. Well, that's okay. And then for me, I do think that actually I'm going to pull out an art foamy. This is from my big imprint pad, my mega imprint pad set. And I do want to put down some lines here. So I'm going to, I think I'm just going to use a little of my black gesso. And, oh, you know what? I need a scrap buddy. I'll be right back. I don't have any scrap buddies. So was it private? Oh, bummer. It was an accident. I think I'm going to do these 3 lines here. And then, oh, I think I can still fit 3 again. And that way I have a few journaling lines, you know, and just helps break up that space too. I think those are a little crooked, but that's okay. Yeah, it's fine. So, and there I have my page. I think I am going to pull out, I know it's kind of crazy, but I'm going to pull out a little bit of Pan Pastels. How many of you ever use Pan Pastels? I don't use them that often, but I do like them for, let me just show you. And what color? Oh goodness, let's see. I got pink and purple on that side, so maybe I take a little, well, first of all, I'm going to blow dry this because I don't want to get that gesso all smeared around. You know, I think I'm just going to use a little bit of gray. My Pan Pastel here, okay? And what I'm going to use is my daubers. These daubers do work pretty well for this, okay? You can use a sponge, but I, for some reason, go through my sponges pretty fast, so I'm going to use my dauber. I'm just going to use a little bit of gray here. I do like to have a piece of scratch paper kind of to tap off on, and then I'm just going to Use a little bit around the outside edges. Get some of that off. I want a little color on the edge to soften it, you know, and just give it a little unifying. That just kind of smushes that around, gives it a little bit of, you know, again, a little bit of value to sort of bring your eye in. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a brighter color. Maybe even yellow would have been nice. I'm going to add a little yellow. And you can wipe some of that away. And you can also use a little eraser if you want to take some of it away too. Right, so just for a touch of color. I do like to do that sometimes on my cards and, you know, journal page. A lot of times I'll treat similarly. And then here I got a little smushed up there on the corner. I'm going to pull that off. And anywhere else that I, you know, feel like it got a little strong, I can just pull some of that back. And there I have my card ready to go. I mean, at least that side. Ready to put, you know, some journaling thoughts if I want to. I was keeping some of these just kind of plain. I don't know why. Just at least the backs are done, you know. So for this side, of course, I'm going to start. Usually I start with the grid and the stamp, which, oops, I'm going to get stuff all over me here. Black gesso is not my friend sometimes. Okay, so for this, I want to first I'm going to go in here and just look at some of the stickers and these are just some little fun things I have saved in my tin. I think this would go kind of cute. Maybe. I have some of my girls. Since it's Face Day February, I thought I'd use some of those in there. I like this Make Art. That's off the Calendar Girl stickers. What does this say? She forgave easily. Oh, you know what? I have this tissue paper that has all these little sayings on it. That would be cute to pull out for this too. All right, so far I have, okay, so I'm just trying to think how I usually start. I usually start with the date and I figure out where I want that to go. And so today is Sunday, February 9th, and Saturday, yesterday was Saturday, February 8th. So I'm just gonna use my Feb part here, and I'm gonna ink that up with my little ink foamy here. Where do I want it on this card? I think I'm going to put it here. Yeah, that's good. And then just do this again. 2025. So this is how I always start these cards, okay? I put my grid however I want, and then I usually find one or two focal point like images or stickers or something like that. So this is February 8th. And weekend. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint her in how I did on my cards. Okay, so did take a pencil and I traced around the letters. It's not a very good job. And that, of course, is just to give them, you know, some contrast and an outline so I can paint or color in. Again, just have to give kudos to Jenny Maroney for her super cute collection. I have a lot of fun with it in my journal for sure. Oops. Little boo-boo right there, that's okay. That's why they make erasers. All right, so again, that just gives me a little extra value to work with. And I'm going to paint her in, yes, with layer cakes, okay? Because I have them here pretty quick and easy. I want to make her hair just a light pink. How many of you use layer cakes? I love them. I'm so upset too because I just had ordered some inks from Jane, and then like 2 days after I got them, she came out with a new set of layer cakes. So I have the new Frida set, which looks amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Again, just using that same little pinky color to sort of smush in her face a little bit. I'll go back over it with a little flesh tone. And I will tell you, my graphite is moving a little bit, which, I don't know, I didn't really have that problem last time, but maybe because I started so quickly, I don't know. So that's up to you. You can always also fill in with, you know, some ink instead of graphite. I just had my pencil there, and that's what I did. A little green for her eyes. Yes. So, yes. Tracy says, love everything Jane Davenport. Yes. Well, we do too. But especially my favorites are the layer cakes, and I do love her Gods and Monsters inks. If I so out of all the stuff, those are my two favorite things. But I mean, of her products, of course. But yes, the ones that I really love. This is a great set right here. This one is called Countenance, and I love it. Okay, this is fantastic. My other set I use, I love. I have another one of these. I think somewhere saved away for when mine runs out. I thought I did anyway. Now I'm questioning myself, but anyway. Yeah, I love them. Love them. All right, let's see. These a little yellow. I think some nice bright yellow will look nice on here. So we're just gonna paint in the word weekend. Very quickly and sloppily. You can always smush some of that out. I'm gonna do a little poop highlight. All right, I'm going to grab a little of this other skin tone here and just, again, have some fun color, because this is the fun part, right? Doing all this stuff is the part that we enjoy doing, right? At least for me. This is the part that I really get lost and just have fun with my colors and experiment and play. And it's one reason why I love creating these pages so much. And now I'm going to take a little bit of my black. Maybe, you know what? I'm not going to use my paint marker. I'm going to use like a Micron or something like that. I wish I had a 2. That's what I was wishing for. A 2 would be so nice, but I don't think I have a 2. I have a 1 and a 3 in black. Here's a 2. And this will really make it pop, just that little bit of black to fill in the pupil, and the upper eyelid will help it all kind of come together. And I'm going to just use my bigger one just because I want a little darker color there. So cute. And then, I think I am going to go over what though? I'm trying to think. I wanted to little violet. Take a little of this violet color, little violet watercolor, and put a little bit of wash behind that, and that'll help that sort of pop out too. And it sort of matches these other lines, so that's kind of fun. Just give it a little outline. Again, that will sort of help, you know, keep that cohesive. Super fun. I'm gonna do something here. And let's give her a little eyeshadow, just because I think she needs a tiny bit of teal up in there. Ah, so cute. Anyway, so yeah, this is one of my favorites for faces. And also, I'm going to mention this to you too. She has these two sets, Sweet Treats palette, and this has a lot. So I would get the Secret Ingredients palette as well, because it has all these too. So I I use this a lot. As you can see, very well loved. My pinks, which is called Pinkiosity. And then this one, both of these. I really love both of these sets. And these are a really good deal. So anyway. And then this, Countenance, would be my next choice. I also do love the Urban Jungle for the grays, okay? And then, of course, the Heaven and Earth. So I just love them all. Just get them all. Just get them all. All right, this is a sticker that I made a while ago. I think, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. I am going to try to trim it up just a tiny bit more, up a little closer to the actual image. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just going to get it a little better. And this is a sticker that I made from my one of my collage sheets. So if you look on my Patreon shop, I have a bunch of collage sheets up there. I like to print them out. On one of them, I even shared in color and in black and white, so that if you wanted to color it yourself, you can, you know, by printing it in black and white. Or if you wanted the colored version, you could get the colored version, so you don't have to mess with it. Not that, you know, not that I think coloring it is messing with it, but sometimes you want stuff that's just easy to, you know, print and go. But anyway, and so I made these little stickers out of those, and I love, this is probably my favorite one. Oh, you know what? It's stupid me. It's already stuck on to, it doesn't have any sticky on the back. I'm going to have to just put glue. So that's okay. I'm going to paint in first. And then what else? You can, this is what I like to do is then just take, little areas. Maybe if I want to, I can outline this. Again, that's completely up to you. If you want to outline things, kind of fun. Again, too, it depends on how much time that you want to take on your cards. You know, some you may take a lot more time and spend hours on, and some you just want to spend 10 minutes, you know? And of course, I got my outline a little off there, of course. Not going to stress about it. I'm going to paint in a couple areas. And this is, you know, honestly, this is really just what I do here working, you know, on stuff for myself. Just play until I get things the way I like it. You know, if I make mistakes, I figure out ways to fix them. To paint in some colors here. Again, just for some nice little backgrounds. That's another reason why I love doing these on the nicer watercolor paper too, is because I can actually paint in, you know, do little bits of artwork if I want to. Should turn this into, like, get a little postage stamp and turn this into a little postage stamp. I think I will do that. I'm just going to do that by putting it on another piece of smaller paper. Let's just find a little piece of scrap. Piece of scrap paper anywhere. Gosh, I have an art studio. You'd think I could find a tiny piece of scrap paper somewhere. I'm just going to use this. This isn't scrap paper, but oh well. It's kind of... So I'm going to put that on there. Tam, welcome. I'm going to cut this out around it, okay? And, you know, I don't know how many of you have seen the little sort of hack that Megan does. I don't have them out here, but if you have a pair of thinning shears, like for your hair, you can use that and it will make your little sort of corrugated edges, you know, your little stamp edges, okay? So I could do that, or I can just take my pencil. I'm going to go ahead and draw a little outline around it. Right, it's not perfect by any means, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to draw my little things around. Just do some little, like, almost like reverse scallops, you know? And then your edges, and then you can just... And it'll be close enough to look like a postage stamp, right? So it'll be kind of cute. Ta-da! So it looks kind of postagey, right? And then I can put that, let's see, let's put that there. Let's put that there. Or should I put this up here? Yeah, like that. Kind of like that there. Yeah, we'll put that there. All right, well, it's not a sticker anymore, so I'm going to have to turn both. And I can use sticker stuff. I'm just going to use glue. All right, a little glue. Stamp it right, or smack it right on there. Oh, and look, I got ink on there somehow. I'll leave it to me. Well, how did that happen? Let me try a little alcohol and see if I can get that off. It's on that vinyl sticker, so it should come off. Yeah, there we go. All right, same thing over here. I thought this was a sticker, but I had already stuck it on some paper. So just going to glue it. Anything collaging on here, great. Stickers, great. Painting directly on, great. Stamping, stenciling, everything is 100% acceptable. All right, you know what? I do need to paint in back there. I think I'm going to just smush a little. What color do I want? Guess we'll use a little. I guess I'm just going to still use a little of this again. I'm going to blow dry for a second so that I can stick that down. All right, and then I want to mimic this right over here in her hair. So I'm going to take my Micron again, assuming that's very dry. And I kind of want to darken that, but it's, you know what, it's on a vinyl sticker, so I better not. Oh, good. Yay, I'm so happy. Yes, if I can inspire anybody to do anything, I am thrilled. You know what I mean? Like, if it inspires you to pull your stuff out and dig in, then I am so happy. And then, you know, I do a lot of writing too. I'll, you know, write my little notes to myself. So let's see. Today, I'm just going to write today, yesterday, and today. Profound. But I just, you know, whatever comes to my mind when I'm doing this is really what I allow myself to do. I really like to just, you know, fill in the little areas, jot myself little notes, be very kind of random, you know, use humor, jot down things that I've done. So like if I walk, I like to say that I walked or stretched. Sometimes I like to write down what I've eaten for the day, if I drank enough water, you know, just like what's going on in my life, you know, thinking about my kids. You know, like today I could say, or on this one I can say, let's see, yay, Maxie will be back tomorrow, because she was on vacation all week. So I'll be so happy for her to come back. And I missed her. And then when I look at this card, you know, in X number of years, I'll be able to say, oh, Maxie, you know, Maxie was gone on vacation. Stuff like that. You know, do I want to do little doodles? Do I have other, you know, stickers? Do I have other stuff I want to talk about? Anything that's coming up? You know, it's also really fun to, I could make little, like I could take my face a day that I did and shrink it down. I think that would be so fun too. I could make a copy of my face a day for the weekend and I could put them on here, you know, shrink them down real small or even make little stickers out of them. So stuff like that. What is coming up? I'm trying to think. So today is, well, nothing. Valentine's coming pretty soon, right? So lots of times I will take my little ink foamy, my little heart. Where did I put my pink? Oh yeah, my little ink foamy here. I think this is a fun thing to do. I'll just ink this up with this color. If I want to make it a little lighter, I can add a little white. So maybe I don't, you know, but I kind of want it to be bright because I want to match that. So I'm just going to stamp that right in there. And I can write my gratitude. Ooh, Bernadette, what did you makey? Tell me. I love it when I hear stories of makeys. And that's, you know, and I want to say with or without art foamies, because you know I love art foamies so much. But I love making without art foamies too. So a lot of times I will write my gratitude, or, you know, whatever. But I think hearts on the page look cute. So see, like this. Just write yourself a little note inside there. Use your rubber stamps too. Oh my gosh, using your rubber stamps is so great. Let's do this one. Oh, you know what? This is good. This is, so Sherry W. got a custom stamp made, and I asked her if I could have one too. And so I am going to stamp this and show it to you. This will be good right here. Although I think I might need to, Sherry, I don't know if Sherry's still here. Sherry, if you're still here, I was thinking we might need to redo it and make the line a little thicker, okay? I had not stamped it for some reason. Usually I always stamp them, but I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's great. But then when I got mine, I was like, well, that does not stamp that well. I mean, as far as the line, okay? I am going to use black. A little black here. And this is great. This is a great one, especially since I'm doing this whole day as sort of my own little protest, right? Against the football. That's just me. Yay, I'm using your custom stamp. So you let me know if you want it a little thicker with the line a little bit thicker, because Mr. Moon saw I had stamped it and he said, oh, well, it shouldn't be respectfully. And I was like, no, it's not. See the line? But I can make it a little thicker. Just let me know, Sherry. So I'm going to go through it though with a red paint marker. And you can, I don't know if you can see that line, but there is a line through it, and I am going to deepen that line. Perfect for these times, right? So again, this is how I continue to fill in my card, just, you know, with personal things and things that I think will, you know, be fitting. And then, you know, I may do some writing, definitely maybe a little more art up in here, not sure. Let's see, I wanted to write something here, and I already forgot what I was going to write. Oh, well. I also love writing in the margins. If you want to take your other, you know, again, other colors, can can do doodles. I like doing also like tone on tone, so maybe taking like just a little bit darker of a purple and doing some writing on there. You know what? I'm not enjoying using this pen for that, so I am going to use my paint marker again. Even though last time I used it, I kind of messed up my line, but it's okay. One thing about these cards, they are not, you know, meant to be perfect. It's my daily journal, so I can just be me and be free. I think I'm going to do some doodles in that heart. I don't know. Yes, we are going to. Don't you want to, Sherry? Yeah. All right, I'll make you a new one, Sherry, and we'll do a little thicker of a line. But yes, for those of you who would love to get yourself one of these, make sure that you follow for when Sherry has her artist spotlight. It's going to be added to her collection. Anyway, I can't think of anything else right now. I'm drawing a blank. Of course, you know, the minute I say goodbye and I turn off the camera, then I'll be like, and it'll be all done. Yeah, right. I know. Yes, me too. Well, I like, you know, I love it because when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. I go, Sherry, you know, I really want one. I'll buy it. She's like, no, you can have one. And I go, let's definitely put it in your pop-up. So I think she said yes to that. So, so I put, just because I couldn't help it, real crazy so far. Anybody else agree? You know what? I want a bird. I want to put a bird on it. So I swear I just saw a little bird stamp here. Please. Oh, yes, there it is. And it's calling to me. So I am going to ink it up with, let's just use that same pinky purple color. Why not? I don't know if I have enough on there. It's kind of dry. So I hope to, I know there's not, I don't think we have a lot of people here with me now, but for those of you who are here with me, I hope you've had a chance to check out Julie Balzer's My Art Practice. She asked me to be a special guest. I'm going to be coming up on one of the upcoming episodes, and super honored to be a part of that. And it's something kind of new that she's doing. So I hope you'll go, and it's at www.myartpractice.com. Okay. So I hope you will go and check that out at some point, and, you know, tell her KP sent you and give it a like and a follow and check out what that's all about. So of course my stamp was a little dry because I admit to you it was crusty. Shame on me. So I am filling that in, and that's okay. Oh, you know, I want my Imagine stamp if I can find it. Give me 1 second. I just want to find a little stamp. Oh no, here, you know what? I'll use this. Got this little cube stamp. It says fly. Maybe I'll use that. So cute. So what's this says to? Fly. Grow. It says, this is just, I put this on here. Well, it says peace, create, fly, and grow. I'm going to stamp the word create inside my heart. Like I said, this is just my little playground. I really, and I sincerely mean this with all my heart. I hope that you get out pages and just, you know, have fun like this and do what makes you happy. Use your favorite images, use your favorite colors. I mean, just throw the kitchen sink at it, but really just let yourself get invested in the little spaces, you know. And again, if you don't have, you know, like this grid stamp, make your own little grid and just enjoy the space and time. Okay. Pull out again all your favorite things, your favorite materials, your art foamies, because I know you have a lot of those, your paints, your markers, and just sit, you know, if you want music on, or if you want quiet, you know, just enjoy your time and these little spaces. And this is what I mean about like doing the tone on tone. So this purple, so pulling out the purple paint marker, and you know, right over the purple lines, just doodle. I think it would be kind of cool to have maybe a little pattern over the top. So something like something, I would put something really pale on here. Let me clean it, make sure it's cleaned off. First I'll stamp it and see what color that gives. No, nothing really, but maybe just a little bit of, and you know, I think I'm gonna use a little of my teal just so that it can kind of pick up some of that from up there. And I don't want a lot, so just. A little too dark. I wish I would have blotted off, but that's okay. Smush it out a little. Same with here. No, maybe yellow for that one. All right, so that's how, you know, and then I'm going to just let this dry. And then I'll do some writing or, you know, some other little bit of journaling in this section here. Maybe find another small sticker or something to add, or maybe doodle around again in the margins. I don't know. Let's put this over here too. You know, if I don't love some of the colors and stuff, I can always go back in and still, you know, give some other, I don't even know, maybe I want to do some stripes in here. Lots of times I'll do stripes going across for like little word, you know, for lines for my words. So again, just reiterating that this is all your space. So anything that you do that you don't love, you know, just fix it, smudge it, whatever. Anyway, I'm liking it so far pretty good. I do feel like it needs a little more, you know, definitely my journaling in the middle here. Although, you know what else would be so cute? Let me think where I put it. I have a piece of this. And this is that tissue paper that I said has like, it says a lot of stuff like she knew there had to, let's see, well, it's kind of messed up, but she made the most of her life. She made everything more beautiful. She made a point to learn something from everything. She forgave easily and she loved. She was a friend to all. She had a wild imagination. She knew peace. She made boundaries. So I think some of that would be really cute right on there too. Like right in there. I like that. She knew peace. She made boundaries. Not that while not everything turns out, she made the most of her life. I like that. So we'll do that about there. Let's mark it. Okay. We'll try it. And you know, if I don't like it, guess what? I don't have to do it. This is why I love making time for this, because it really, you know, just gives me opportunity to explore and try stuff I want to do. It does really make me too. I want to just mention something about this whole process. It does make me a better artist, I believe, because it really allows me to, you know, take time to figure things out, to sort of see how, you know, just to, again, to be experimental and to give myself permission to do that kind of stuff. And then when it comes time to actually do a painting or something that I'm more serious about, you know, it gives me sort of the chops, you know, the muscles to do that. So I hope that you do also see the benefit in this, that it's not just, you know, being super self-indulgent. Although if that's the only reason that I do it, that's okay too. Right? So I might put that there. Maybe tear it a little. I don't know. Make it not so perfect. and just scrunch up the edges a little bit. A little glue there, why not? Again, and if I, you know, if I want some of that poking through, some of that yellow, right, I can. Sherry Westainer. Okay, so Westainer. Sherry W. I'm sorry. I'm always trying to get your last name right. It came from, oh my gosh, this is a long story. I bought it on clearance at Walmart years ago. Okay, like I want to say 10 years ago. And then I loved it. I found a couple things of it. And then I couldn't find it again. And then one of my friends saw it and she's like, where'd you get that? And I even went on to the website that was listed on the packaging and it could never find it again. Well, she managed to find some more and she bought me like 3 more packages or something. So I've had these packages forever. Okay. And I barely have any left now because I used it a bunch. But I'm going to tell you, I am trying to get tissue paper made right now. And so I hope that I will have some of this stuff by the end of the year. Okay, I'm not going to copy it exactly, of course, but I want to do something similar. Yes. Well, I did try to do that, but that's kind of why I made that one imprint pad, but I can't do the words, that stamp. It has to be carved out, not because they're too small. But that one imprint pad is the reason why I did this. Okay, it doesn't say the same stuff, it's just words. But I am looking into having some done soon, you know, and so hopefully by the end of the year. Okay, tissue paper coming. It's on my radar, put it that way. And because so many people have asked. All right, one other thing I am going to do, and I'm doing this because I do feel that it needs it needs to kind of come together. And I don't feel that it really is. And I think the black lines are going to pull it together. So I am going to just, and I don't do this every time, but I am going to use my black paint marker to sort of draw a grid. Or again, if I wanted to do some doodling, I know I did that in purple, but now I don't want it. I want it in black because I feel like the black is going to help me pull this whole thing together now. Favorite numbers here. Yeah. Again, just writing little things in the margins that pop into my crazy brain. You know, and again, it doesn't mean that you have to, fill in every little space, but if anything else, comes to your mind as you are, going through the motions, then I think that you should do it. I don't know. I guess that's it. I keep wanting to darken things, but I don't know. Looking in there, yeah, some of this still could stand to be outlined just a little bit again. And the reason for that, okay, is to help, with the dark, like just have everything sort of have values that are in line quality that is similar. It helps with unity and variety. All right. So just kind of keep that in mind, and not like you have to go around, outlining every little thing, but it just kind of helps keep it a little cohesive. So fun. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, I hope that you can tell how much I love it, because I've been doing this like pretty much, at least, like I said, one card every day, if not sometimes two. And I have just been really loving the process. And, again, for those of you who follow me every day, you know that I've been talking a lot about it being so conducive for all of the stuff that I've been working towards all these years, like my stickers, my washi tape, stencils, stamps, art foamies, all my supplies. And then, of course, all these great, Rolodexies that I've been collecting. And so it's just making me feel really good, like things are coming together. And I'm just going to love looking through, through the Dexy journal at the end of the year. I just know, or, even, I think, D. Ray was saying, wow, it's already filling up really quick just from the beginning of the year. And it's really super fun to see it come together, and that's how you create a body of work, right? That's how you do it. It's just by coming back again and again, day after day, and working on your practice. And I think this, I will say, is a lot more fun than football. I hope you think so too. And even, for those of you who are not necessarily doing the Dexy journaling, I really hope that you're, of course, still journaling, and that you will share your pages at some point, because I would love to see them. And if you're doing a Dexy journal, I definitely want to see them. That's good enough. I don't know. Now I'm just being silly. Anyway, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. I hope that you, get a nice meal. I hope you get to definitely get makey, okay? And that you're not subjugated to football if you don't want to be. And I'm sorry that I wasn't here a little later. Like I said, I had already put like noon because for some reason I was thinking football is usually in the day, you know. But anyway, I hope that the rest of your day is awesome and that you get to be makey and enjoy your rest of your time however you see fit. I hope that you loved our makeys. Again, just a little recap. Here's our weekend page. Again, using Jenny Maroney's spotlight stamp as my sort of, you know, central image. And then be looking for Sherry's Descent stamp coming in May. And then we did use my stencil for the Saturday and Sunday on the back since it is our weekend card. And then we also did the face a day in the beginning. So for those of you who are interested in watching the face a day come, you know, be painted, here she is. And so that's our makeys for today and our great football alternative. Anyway, Tam, it was so great to see you. I want to just thank everybody for coming here. Patty, I didn't get to really say hi to you. She says, just got in from shoveling snow. Boo! This is much better. Anyway, yes, Pam, go for a walk. That's what I need to do too. And then I'm going to go eat some beans and rice if you want to know the truth. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And you know the deal. Stay safe, stay sane, stay makey. I love you to the moon and back, and I'll see you real soon. Again, thank you for joining me, and please make sure you go over to my Patreon page, okay? I am going to type it here for those of you who are not on my Patreon. I'm just asking you to please go over and give it a follow. You know, I'd love to have you sign up, but you can sign up for free, okay? So it's patreon.com/me, KP. And definitely like, share, and follow this video too. All right. Mwah. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye.